Okay, so I've spent my evening making a metal detector. I got from off the internet. I'm just going to zoom in there for you. It's a little chart. Best I can. There's the top of the chart there. Yeah, now this circuit is based on two 555 timer chips. One is operating as a transmitter into this coil around about 760 hertz. According to the calculations, and the second coil is the receiver coil, and there's a BC547 transistor here that's biased off input capacitor. There's a little trimmer pot under my finger here where you set the voltage about the middle of the supply rail. I've got 9 volts set up on this power supply. I'm aiming around about 4.5 volts set on the trimmer, and I found a setting where it sounds a bit like a Geiger counter, and it also can be sensitive to my hand. I was just going to explain that chart. We have measurement in centimeters on the left, inches on the right, 3, 6, 9 and 11.8 inches run out of the paper, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 centimeters. Now, I've just built this tonight and I'm still playing around with it. I found some interesting things. It does react to my hand when touched, not on the transmitter coil or its casing, but I can trigger it off touching this. And this has got like a coarse and a fine control here. And as I turn this up, my hand starts affecting the field. But as I turn this dial down, that sensitivity to my hand disappears. And see, my hand's really close. And turn it right up and get to that crackling point, a bit like a Geiger counter. Okay, so I don't know how this is going to work if we built this up and put it into a casing and took it out into the garden. What this effect does, would the mass of Earth be doing that? I wouldn't know. It's just because I've got an energy force out of me, or something like that, or I'm earthed. It doesn't happen over the circuit. Okay, not such things. It just happens over the coils. Spooky. It's like I've got radioactive hands. So a demonstration on how it actually functions as a metal detector. So I'll back the sensitivity off again. And so my hand isn't affecting and making any signals. The 10 pence. So if I'm looking inside, that's coming up about 5 centimeters ish. 10 pence coin. 20 pence. About the same. A penny. Again, about the same. So in the middle where the two coils cross over, there's not much of a gap between them. Okay, what else we got? Here's a chisel. Close range again. Screwdriver. Yeah, it's getting real close, so the sensitivity is right down. The little motor. Okay, so that is the motor that's affecting it. Again, we're looking at about 5 centimeters. So now I'm going to turn the fine tuning right up so we get that crackle, like a Geiger counter. Now you see my hand, I'm looking at about 15 centimeters there. My hand is 6 inches. It's making it do that. So if I put my hand into the field, it's going to falsify any readings, isn't it? So to kind of remedy that, I've got a chopstick with a 5p blue tack to the end of it, and on the other end's a large object, a Stanley knife. So we know that my hand here starts making a noise, so on the stick I'm insulating myself away from the coin. That is looking at about, again, 15 centimeters, 6 inches or so. Where the field is affected. Quickly, there it is. What's that, 18 centimeters? 20 centimeters ish. No, circuit's creeping. So if it does that, just back it off, because it'll give you a false signal. Especially on a deeper search. Quickly click. So where were we? 20 centimeters? That was a change. All very slight though. 25. Let's get rid of that clicking. Any clicking? None. So let's go in again. Yeah, so we're down below 15, 12 or so with a 5p coin. So that's still like 5 inches or so into the soil, depending on the composition of your soil. Now then, a large object. Okay, so it's coming from the top of the page. Try and get in the centre of the coils. Yeah, what's that? Somewhere around 18 centimeters to the base of that. 18 to 20 centimeters, roundabouts, give or take. Let's just get that crackle on. So we're going to leave the crackle on this time. It'll be a fast crackle. Come back for a fast crackle. 25 centimeters. Centimeters definitely. 9 inch. Five centimeters. Anything at about 30 centimeters. You'd be lucky. With a constant tone, we've lost detection. Apart from really close. We've lost the long range now. So you back the fine off, go back to fast crackle. Just below. Sensitivity back. If the coin is side on to the coil, detection isn't so good. There's a spot that's in the middle of the transmit coil. Just picking it up. And it's twisted over on its side if it will. Blue tack's coming loose. It's all very haphazard, isn't it? So that's side on, edge on. So we turn sideways, suddenly the transmitter coil doesn't pick up the coin, but the receiver does. Edge on, nothing is, well, over this side of the receive coil, there is something, just under 3 inch. Nothing in the middle much, more to the edges, to this point here. Dead zone in the middle. We turn it face So the coil, there's more surface area of the coin is facing the coils now. Go on the transmitter side. Nothing. Now we're approaching the receiving coil field. You can kind of map where the field is, really. You'd actually be able to sink down to the well in the middle of the field. It's good with the outer edges, see? Oh, it's the Stanley knife. Yeah, but more in the middle. It's really good. It's a really good design of circuit. I highly recommend this one. It's definitely worth building up into a kit. And these coils are very unique because they've come from a 1958 radio. They're just so perfectly wound in the flat shape that you see there. That's a rounded edge, oval shape. Brilliant. Originally, you can see they've got tabs here. There was an even bigger coil that goes round. I think it was for low wave reception. I believe this is the medium wave one. So, do you put those inside a Faraday cage to, you know, eliminate even more interference from radio waves, anything like that? I don't know. I mean, you could find a large object, it's, as we saw, up in the 29 inches away. It's quite a way to dig down, isn't it? It's like the full length of a spade away, face of the spade, at least. I love the fact that it sounds like a Geiger counter. I love that crackle. That's something. Brilliant. I'm well chuffed with that. Yeah, if you take a look in the description, if you're watching it on YouTube, I'll remember on to post up the links for the circuit, where I got it from, a great internet site that tells you about many different types of metal detector circuit. Of the ones I've tried, this is definitely the best one so far. Highly recommended, so give this one a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.